Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Noel. I am from the marketing team, and I would like to welcome you all on behalf of DVCom and DrayTek. Thank you for taking the time to join this webinar. And before we start, I would like to give you a brief introduction, and let's start off with DVCom. As you can see, DVCom Technology is a specialist value-added distributor in the Middle East, which represents some of the most dynamic ICT vendors and solution offerings. So here at DVCom, we are already seeing a rise in digital business services that go beyond support and maintenance, and we help companies to accelerate their business transformation with products and solutions that include cloud-centric unified communication and collaboration tools, as well as cost-effective voice and video solutions. We also provide remote management tools, security solutions, and various innovative products, which helps companies to prepare for the future and transform themselves into an intelligent enterprise. And in today's webinar, we'll be talking about how can you integrate Vigor3910 with third-party vendors. So first of all, I want to ask you this question: what is Vigor3910? For those who don't know, it's simple. It is a router. So basically, DrayTek routers provide business-grade features, including VPN, firewall, content filtering, and bandwidth management, which are integrated network solution from home and business. So these are actually ideal for your small office or home businesses, providing connectivity to your PCs or other internet-connected devices. External threats are protected against with the firewall, and Vigor's built-in content filtering gives the control over what and when your local users can download. This Vigor series, can also be centrally managed by the Vigor ACS central management platform, providing visibility, control, and reporting of your entire DrayTek product estate. Also, in addition, it features such as automated or bulk firmware updates, VPN management, and alarms for connectivity and other issues which is provided. So, so further ado, I would like to introduce to you our presenter for the evening. By the way, we represent DrayTek in this region, and with us we have Mr. Sheshu Kumar and Mr. Jomon. They are part of the support team here at DVCom, and Mr. Sheshu will be taking over this webinar in a few seconds and has prepared a wonderful session for you guys. Also, we have Mr. Mahesh, our product manager of DrayTek at DVCom. I would like to welcome them and you all for this webinar once again. If you have any questions, feel free to type in the question box on the side and it will be addressed at the end of the webinar. Over to you, Mr. Sheshu.
Yeah, Ms. Noel, before I start, Mahesh sir is here and he wants to announce something. Mahesh sir, please, can you please announce it?
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Myself, Mahesh. I am the product manager for DrayTek in this region. And this year also, we are launching one event for DrayTek that is called DrayTek Channel Champ. We are doing this event from 10 years. This year also, we are launching this event from 1st of March to 25th May. And in the last 25th May, we will be having a partner event as well as training certification will be there. So whoever participate in this and register as a channel champ will be eligible for the certification for DrayTek on the 25th of May. So I will encourage everybody to join this event, and there are lots of offers available, rebates are available during this channel period. So I will encourage everybody to participate in this. So if you have any query related to sales, commercials, and related to DrayTek products, you can contact me anytime. My email ID is mahesh@datavoice.com. So I will not take too much time. I will hand over this session to Sheshu for the technical clarification on 3910, how 3910 can be integrated with third-party vendors. 3910, I will tell you in one sentence, it is a robust firewall with all the capabilities which other vendors can give to you in very small price, which other vendors cannot give it to you. So I will thanks again for coming on the webinar to everybody, and hand over this session to Mr. Seshu, our technical manager. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mahesh sir. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, guys. My name is Seshu, and I'm the part of DVCOM training and IT team. Thanks for joining for today's webinar. So let me share my presentation to you guys. By the way, is it audible, guys? Are you able to hear my voice, everyone? Can you please raise up your hand so that I can able to understand that everybody is hearing my voice? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys. So I believe everybody is able to hear my voice. Let me share my presentation. Yeah. Right, guys. So today's our topic is that how to integrate DrayTek router with third-party vendors. So as Mr. Noel mentioned that what is the purpose of the DrayTek router and all. So today mainly I'm going to focus it on how we are going to integrate with third-party vendors. So third-party vendors is nothing but, let's say, Cisco, Huawei, HP, or D-Link or TP-Link or any other vendor you can see in the market. How you are going to integrate with those people. So that's what we are going to focus. And some people, they used to send me a personal messages like, can we able to integrate with Fortinet? Let's say that some of the locations, maybe you have a FortiGate, and maybe in the head office you have a DrayTek. Can we able to configure the VPN between them? Or else you have a Cisco VPN gateway is there in one side, and one side DrayTek router is there. Can we able to configure it? So there is a lot of questions from the people, so that we are going to address each and every question by today. So let's go and see it. First of all, I'll give you some brief agenda. Okay, our today's agenda is that why to choose DrayTek router, and discussion on the futures, and discussion on third-party vendors. After that, we will discuss about real-time issues and configuration demo. Then finally, we'll go with Q&A. So that if you have any questions in between, you just type it in the chat window. At the end of this session, I'm going to address those. And with me, Mr. Joman is there, and he's going to answer your questions in case if you have any questions related to what we are discussing today. Yeah. So first thing is that why to choose DrayTek. So guys, actually, if you have any interesting information, what I'm trying to show it to you here, apart from that, you just type it in the chat window. So I just show it to you why we need to go for the DrayTek. So what are the advantages that you are going to get? So let's see here. The first one is that all the configurations can be done through GUI. So whatever configurations you are going to do it, everything it's from GUI. So that's the beauty of that. So that you can able to easily configure each and every option according to your requirement. And second one is that support contract not required to download the latest firmware. So most of the vendors, in case if you want to download any latest firmware, you need to have a proper support contract. And once if you that support contract every year, you need to renew it. But for the DrayTek, you no need to take any support contract. Simply you just visit the DrayTek website and you can just go to the support. From there, you can able to see which is the latest firmware is available according to your device model. So you can download it directly and you can able to upload it. The next one is that no need to define policies to route the traffic from one interface to another interface. So this is very important, guys, especially if you are a technical, since I believe that most of the technical guys are attended this. So if you go with any other vendors, whenever you are going to connect your LAN interface to the LAN zone and your internet is connected to the WAN interface, then you are not going to get the internet. So what you are going to do after terminating your LAN to the LAN zone, after terminating to the WAN, you need to write a certain rules, certain policies. So once you write the policy from LAN to the WAN, then only the traffic is going from LAN to WAN. But in the DrayTek, once you terminated the LAN interface to your local network and the WAN interface directly to the internet, then automatically you are going to get the internet. You don't need to do any other policies. You don't need to write it. It's completely automatic. Because most of the time, if you connect your, for example, the LAN interface, you are connected to your local network, and your WAN interface, you are connected to the internet, but you are not going to get the internet because there is no policy. But in the DrayTek, you don't need to write these kind of policies. Even if you are, for example, if you are trying to do some port forwarding, let's say that I have a NVR in my office, and the people from outside, they want to access the NVR. So usually what we are going to do, we are going to do the port forwarding. Then after that, you need to write certain policies. But in the DrayTek, you don't need to do that. Simply, you can just enable the port forwarding. You just write the IP address of your NVR, and you just select the port number which you want to forward it. Then automatically the policy is going to be run behind it. So that's the beauty of, there is a lot of automatic features out there. The next one is that there is a predefined land subnets along with the DHCP pools. So if you are a very basic guy that you don't have a very expertise in the networking, so that time maybe it's difficult for you to create a multiple subnets. Let's say that some of your customers, they are going to tell you, for all the users, I want one different subnet. For all my guest users should be in different subnet. All my servers should be in different subnet. All my finance department should be in different subnet. So you need to create different subnets for each and every department. So instead of that, you can just by default in DrayTek, all the subnets are created by default inside the box itself. Simply what you can do, how many subnets you want it, you can select it. Then automatically you are going to get the DHCP pools, so that the users, when they are connected into the specific subnet, then automatically they are going to get the IP address. So that's the beauty of the DrayTek. Then there is a free Rady DNS. So this is the one of the very important feature, guys. So for example, if you are going to apply for internet connection, mostly you are going to get the PPPoE connection. So the PPPoE connection, it has the username and password. So once you enter the username and password, then you are going to get one public IP. So this public IP is the dynamic public IP. It's not a permanent public IP. So this public IP can change at any time. So if you use this public IP and if you try to establish the VPN between your head office to branch offices, in case if the public IP get changed, then automatically the VPN tunnel will become down. And if you use this public IP to do some port forwarding to access your internal resources, whenever this public IP get changed, then automatically you cannot able to access your internal resources. That's why the DrayTek, they are going to provide for you one free Rady DNS. So by using this Rady DNS, you can able to associate this DYN DNS with your public IP. So whenever the public IP get changed, automatically your DYN DNS is going to get updated, so that you will not going to lose the connectivity. So from anywhere in the world, you can able to access your internal resources through your Rady DNS, and also you can able to establish the stable VPN connection. So that's the beauty of this. The next one is that support all type of VPNs. As you know that the VPN is we are going to establish a VPN between two private networks over the public network. So DrayTek is going to support all type of VPNs. Like we are going to support like IPsec, SSL, L2TP, OpenVPN, and recently we have launched as a WireGuard. All type of VPNs we are going to support in the DrayTek. So within few minutes you can able to configure it. So you nothing to worry. So basically there is a two type of VPNs are there. The first one is LAN to LAN VPN, and second one is the remote dial-in VPN. So LAN to LAN VPN is nothing but, let's say you have an office in head office, I mean in the Dubai, and you have one more office in India, or you have one more office in Sharjah. So you want to establish a communication between Dubai to Sharjah. So these kind of VPNs, we can call it as a LAN to LAN VPN. So the people who is sitting in Dubai, they can able to access the resources in Sharjah. The people who is sitting in Sharjah, they can able to access the resources from Dubai. So through VPN, it's possible. So to establish this kind of VPNs, either you can use IPsec, SSL, or L2TP, or OpenVPN, or any kind of VPN, you can able to use it to establish a VPN between head office to branch offices. So the DrayTek is the device which is going to support all type of VPNs, and within few clicks you can able to configure your VPN. It doesn't require enough technical knowledge and all. Then as well as it's a configured CSM features by using categories. So this is one of the beautiful feature. Content security management. So content security management is nothing but we are going to support web filtering, DNS filtering, application filtering. So in case if you want to block certain websites, you can able to block it. In case if you want to block certain categories, for example, if you want to block the games, but I don't know, there is a millions of websites are there in the internet for the games. So it's very difficult for you to block each and every website. So simply what you can do, there is a category, simply select the games category, then you are going to block. In case if you want to block the social media, there is so many social media sites are there. It's very difficult for me to, block each and every website. Instead of that, what I can do, simply I can select the social media, then I'm going to block everything. Yeah. So this is what exactly what I think guys are able to see my screen, because I'm just getting a message that just now only it started sharing the screen. Yeah, everybody can see that, but I can able to see the message that just now it started. Okay, there is a features are there, guys. So it's a content security management. So basically we are going to support the application filtering, DNS filtering, and web filtering. So you can able to restrict the websites, yeah, according to your company requirement. Then after that, there is a free SSL certificate through your Let's Encrypt. So this is one of the beautiful feature. So whenever you are trying to establish SSL communication, so sometimes you are not able to establish it because you are not authorized or you don't have enough valid certificate. So whenever there is no valid certificate, you are not able to establish. So that time what we are going to do, we need to purchase third party. So it's again expenses for us. So to avoid that, the DrayTek is going to provide for you Let's Encrypt, which is totally free for you. You can able to register your Let's Encrypt along the certificate, you can able to get it. Then automatically through this Let's Encrypt certificate, you can able to establish the SSL VPN from outside. And inbuilt Wi-Fi. So inbuilt Wi-Fi, if you see, DrayTek has a huge portfolio, especially for routers. Some of the routers, they are going to support the Wi-Fi features. So you no need to purchase separate access points. Let's say if you go with the SMB customers, small and medium business customers, and they have a users like a below 100 or below 50 users. So maybe there are some places, maybe you can see 10 to 15 users are there. So in case if they want to provide the Wi-Fi, again, you need to purchase a separate access point and you need to connect into your network. But in the DrayTek, the router itself is going to act as a Wi-Fi access point, and you can able to configure multiple SSIDs according to your requirement. Let's say I want to create one SSID for my internal staff, and for my guest people, I want to create one more SSID because I want to isolate the traffic which is from the guest to internal network. So you can create a multiple SSIDs so that you can able to maintain a proper security. So for that, you no need to purchase a separate access points again. So the same router is going to act as a access point for your network. So that's the beauty of your DrayTek. And also on top of that, you can able to apply your bandwidth management as well. So bandwidth management is nothing but, let's say if some people, they come to your office as a guest. So I don't want to give the internet access, I don't want to provide the complete bandwidth to them. Simply what I'm going to do, I'm going to dedicatedly, let's say that I want to give you like 20 Mbps is the bandwidth, so that I can able to restrict them. Even if I want to restrict the sessions, I can able to restrict as well. So that's the beauty of, the DrayTek. It has all the features, guys. And it's a completely a license free. And except there is a web content filtering license you need to purchase. It's a subscription based. Other than that, whatever features you are going to use, it's totally free. You don't need to pay for anything. So that's why most of the people, if you ask anyone why we need to go for DrayTek, so these are the features. There is by default, it's inbuilt, and it's very easy to configure it. And you nothing to worry. Even you just have some basic knowledge about the networking, then you can able to configure it. So these are the basic features and advanced features that we are going to support the complete DrayTek. And let's discuss about the features of the DrayTek. So this is, I just explained to you why we need to choose the DrayTek. And now I'm going to talk about what are the major features that is available in the DrayTek. So the first one is that multi-WAN load balancing. So this is one of the very good feature, guys. So multi-WAN load balancing is nothing but you can able to terminate multiple internet connections. So multiple internet connections means, let's say maybe some customers, they want to go for redundancy purpose. either 2 connections, they want to go for it. If in case if one connection is down, then you are going to route your traffic through another connection. But in the DrayTek, you can able to do the link aggregation. So the link aggregation is nothing but, let's say you have taken an internet connection for 100 Mbps in one connection, and you have taken one more connection as 100 Mbps. So once if you aggregate these links, then it's going to show it to you like a 200 Mbps is the speed. So this is called a link aggregation. So the DrayTek has the future, DrayTek is going to provide for you, it's a link aggregation between multiple internet connections. And again, if you go with 3910, it's going to support up to 8 internet connections you can able to connect, including fiber, including multi-gig, including 1 Gbps. So again, the fiber is nothing but it's again 10 Gbps, guys. So you can able to connect the 10 Gbps, and again multi-gig is nothing but 2.5 Gbps and 1 Gbps you can able to merge, and all together it's going to aggregate together. It's going to show it as a single internet connection. So that's the beauty of your 3910. So this is like a multi-WAN load balancing. The next one is that policy-based routing. So the policy-based routing is nothing but it's very simple, guys. Let's say that I have 2 internet connections, and my internal traffic I want to route through ISP1. My guest traffic I want to route through ISP2. Maybe I have a different traffic that I want to route through VPN. You can do that one also, guys. In DrayTek, those are many of the things you can able to do. So this is called a policy-based routing. So policy-based is nothing but your company's your company, as per the rule or policy, whatever it is, company, they're trying to tell you whatever the traffic which is coming from your internal users should go through ISP1. Whatever traffic which is coming from guest, it should go through ISP2. Certain traffic, it should go through VPN. You can able to define the policies according to your requirement. So this is, we can call it as a policy-based routing. The next one is that bandwidth management. So the bandwidth management is nothing but you can able to provide the, we can able to provide, assign the bandwidth for based on the IP address. Means, for example, each and every user, maximum they can get only 2 Mbps is the bandwidth. And for certain managers and all, I want to give him 10 Mbps is the bandwidth, so that you can able to apply the restrictions on the bandwidth as well, so that you can able to control it. At the end of the day, you can able to provide the proper bandwidth to your employees so that the productivity will be increased. That's the main purpose. Otherwise, what will happen? We don't know. The people who is sitting in the office, sometimes they may use the Facebook or YouTube. Some people, they keep on watching the movies, and they are going to consume the complete bandwidth. So to avoid that, in the DrayTek, what you can do, you can able to restrict your bandwidth. So you can able to specify that how much bandwidth you are going to provide for each and every user in the organization. So that's the beauty of that. And also you can able to restrict the session based as well. So session based is nothing but, for example, let's say the torrents. Torrents are going to consume a lot of sessions, guys. For example, if anybody comes to your office, if you are providing them the internet, make sure that you should block the torrents. It's a P2P connections. We can call it as a point-to-point. So whenever people are coming and they're trying to download the torrents, they're going to consume the whole bandwidth, guys. So we should be very careful about it. So that for those kind of people, what we can do, we can able to restrict the sessions, so that I can able to say 200 sessions is maximum you can able to allow it. So that if it is going more than 200, automatically his connection is going to disconnect. So that's the beauty of the DrayTek, that you can able to apply the policies based on your bandwidth. Next one is that auto QoS. QoS is nothing but quality of service for VoIP. By default, all the DrayTek routers, they are going to give the high priority to your voice, so that whenever you are trying to do voice calls, then automatically it's going to identify that, and it's going to provide the high priority, so that you cannot able to see any delays or jitters or any echoes in your voice. So that's the beauty of your DrayTek router. So by default, it does the auto QoS, quality of service for VoIP. So quality of service is nothing but it's going to provide the high priority to your voice traffic. So you nothing to worry about it. So that's one of the very good feature in the DrayTek. Then again, VPN solutions. So as I mentioned to you earlier, guys, there is a 2 type of VPNs are there. The first one is the LAN to LAN, and second one is the remote island VPN. So LAN to LAN is nothing but, let's say you have a head office and branch office. If you are trying to make a communication between head office to branch office, then we can call it as a LAN to LAN VPN. And in LAN to LAN VPN, in each and every location, we are going to keep one device, one hardware device. That is your DrayTek device you are going to keep. And remember that whenever you are going to suggest the DrayTek router, especially in your customer locations, and make sure that how many users they are trying to access internet, and how many internet connections, and what is the bandwidth for each internet connection. You need to collect this information, guys. Why? Because we have a huge portfolio in the DrayTek, so that we are going to suggest according to the customer requirement, we are going to suggest the model. So that's why whenever we are going to ask you, please, you can provide these information. And also you can check with your customer, like you need to ask him, sir, how many users in your network and how many internet connections you are going to take. Okay, so once if you get these information, you can able to provide the right solution to the customer. Otherwise, what will happen? Maybe you are going to provide for him a cheapest, the very small model, which can support only 10 to 15 users. Then the customer side maybe 100 users are there. So that router cannot able to handle traffic. So that every time the router is going to get hang, then you are going to call him and you are going to tell him, sir, can you please reboot your router? Then after that, it will come back again. So that the customer is going to reboot again, it will work for a certain period of time, then again it's going to stop. So to avoid these kind of things, we always recommend first check how many users and how many internet lines and what is the bandwidth for each connection. So based on that, we are going to suggest you. So as you know that we have a huge portfolio, so that in case if you don't know how to suggest, you just know, then we are going to according to your requirement. The next, content security management. So the content security management, as I told you earlier, guys, we are going to support web filtering, application filtering, and DNS filtering. So based on the web filtering, you can able to restrict, either allow or deny certain websites. And application filtering is nothing but you can able to restrict based on the, you can able to apply the rules based on your applications. The DNS filtering is nothing but either you are able to access the right website or not, the DNS resolution is properly happening or not with right sites or not. So these are the things we are going to support. And along with that, as I mentioned to you earlier, there is a web content filtering is there. And there you can able to select the categories. So the categories which I mentioned to you, like a jobs is one of the category, and games is one of the category, social media is one of the category, entertainment is one of the category. So that if you want to block certain websites, simply just go to web content filtering, then you can able to select the categories which you want to block. So this is the one of the very good and cool features, guys, from DrayTek. And again, there is a central management. So since in my last webinar, me and Joman sir, we clearly mentioned that there is a Vigor ACS3 access control server. Through ACS3, you can able to manage your device centrally. So it's actually a cloud-based solution. So you can able to access your device from anywhere in the world, and you can able to manage in the sense, in case if you want to do any configurations, or if you want to upgrade the firmware, or if you want to take the backup, or if you want to restart the device, or maybe if you want to do sustain changes. So simply what you can do, you can take the subscription of ACS3 and you can just add it into the cloud. Then automatically you can able to access your device from anywhere. So some people, they are sending me messages like how you are going to access the ACS3. So it's very simple, guys. In your DrayTek router configuration, if you go to the system maintenance, there you can able to see there is a TR69. So just go to the TR69, then we are going to share the URL. Just you can copy paste the URL, and we are going to create one username and password in our ACS portal. Just enter that username and password. That's it. Then automatically the device is entered into the cloud dashboard. After that, you can able to log in the device. If you want to access the device through the cloud, just you can go to our cloud website. Then after that, from there, you can able to enter your username and password. From there, you can able to access your device, and you can able to see the complete information about your device. Even you comes to know how many devices are connected. In case if you add any access points, you can able to comes to know how many devices are connected in the network, and how much bandwidth they are utilizing. And in case if you added any switches, DrayTek switches, you can able to see how many interfaces are empty and how many VLANs are configured and which interface is using. And even you can able to see the power PoE details as well, guys. So this is one of the beautiful feature that we are offering. So in case if you want to test this, if you are existing DrayTek customer, or if you have a DrayTek, maybe your customers, they have a DrayTek devices. So you just contact to Mr. Mahesh or Joman sir, they are going to help you out, and they will create for you account, and you can test it for 1 month. I think there is some free is there at the moment, so that you can just speak to them. They are going to give you the complete information about the ACS as well. So the next one is that inbuilt Wi-Fi and configure multiple SSIDs with different VLAN tags. So inbuilt Wi-Fi. So as I mentioned to you guys, so some DrayTek routers, they have an inbuilt Wi-Fi. You can able to configure multiple SSIDs according to your requirement. So again, I'm trying to mention one thing very important, guys. In case if you have a multiple VLANs, so for each VLAN, you can able to define one SSID. So by default in the DrayTek for 2.4 gigahertz, it supports up to 4 SSIDs you can configure it. For 5 gigahertz, you can configure again 4 SSIDs. So this is what one of the beautiful feature, guys. So in case, let's say that for my guest users, I created a guest VLAN. So I'm going to create one guest SSID and I'm going to tag that specific VLAN, so that the guest people are completely isolated from my internal network. So whenever the guest user is connected, he is completely isolated from my network, so that those people, they just access only the internet. When they try to access our internal network, they don't allow to access. Why? Because they don't have any permissions to access our internal network. This is the way how we can able to protect. Because why I'm saying to you guys, some people, they are going to install some scanners, IP scanners and all. Then what they are going to do, they just connect to your network. Then after that, they scan. Once they scan, they can comes to know what are the devices are connected in the network. Then they comes to know how many servers you have, and how many, CCTV cameras you have, and how many other network devices you have. They have a complete information they are going to get. So to avoid these kind of things, mostly we recommend to go with a VLANs and create a different subnets. Then you can create a different SSID, so that you can able to isolate the traffic from one network to another network. On top of that, you are going to provide the security. So in the DrayTek, you can able to configure multiple SSIDs, and each SSID you can keep it to the different VLAN. So that's the beauty of the DrayTek, guys. So the next one is that high availability. So high availability is nothing but one of the device is going to act as an active and other one is going to act as a standby. So in case your active is down, then automatically the route, all the traffic will pass through your standby device. So this is like a redundancy. So most of the companies, if it is a big enterprise customers, then they are expecting the redundancy always. So most of our DrayTek devices, they are going to support high availability features. So in case if you want to test that, you can just let me know, so that I'm going to arrange for you a demo so that you can have a complete look. So these are the very important features that we are going to support, guys. So let's think about in this way. So most of the firewalls in the market, they are going to support all these features, as well as we are going to support all these features. And compared to that, if you see here, we are going to support the multi-WAN load balancing, and we are going to support the VPN, any type of VPN you can able to configure it. And good thing is that we are going to support all type of VPNs. You can able to configure it in a fraction of seconds, guys. So you don't require a must, intelligence and knowledge or anything. So basically the DrayTek, the console is very easy to understand. So these are the features that we are going to support. If anybody, especially the partners, if you are really interested and if you want to know about all these features, please let us know that. So we will be available on every Saturday here, and you just visit our office, and I'll just show you each and every feature how it's going to work. So again, as I mentioned to you, the central line management we can able to do through Vigor ACS3. So the next one is that let's discuss on third-party vendors. So guys, if you see here, the third-party vendors. So third-party is nothing but, because most of the people, they used to call me. Like whenever I used to attend the calls, especially for our partners, they used to tell me, we have a D-Link switches, or we have a TP-Link switches, or we have a Huawei switches, and we have a HP switches. As you know that the switch is going to play a key role, guys. Yeah. So some people, they have in their mind, maybe we are going to purchase a switch from different vendor, and we are going to take a DrayTek router. Does it work together? So it's going to work absolutely, guys. There is nothing to worry. So right now, if you see here on my topology, it's a pure plain network. So there is no VLANs. So in this case, if you see there is a third-party switch. It can be a Cisco switch, or it can be a HP switch, or it can be a Huawei switch, or it can be a D-Link switch, or any type of switch. You can just take it and directly you can connect to your DrayTek router. So once you connect it to your DrayTek router, so your DrayTek router is going to act as a gateway. The DrayTek router is directly connecting to the internet. So here, your DrayTek router is going to work with any other vendors, guys. There is no dependencies there. So at the end of the day, switch is your centralized device, which is going to connect all your end devices like your computers, laptops, desktops, IP phones, IP cameras, or whatever network devices are there. All these devices are going to connecting to your switch. That switch can be any other third party. There is no problem. From the switch, you can connect to the DrayTek router. So your DrayTek router is going to act as a gateway for your internet. So whoever wants to go to the internet, they just contact the DrayTek router and the DrayTek will send it to the internet. And also good thing in the DrayTek router, you can configure the DHCP. So through the DHCP, you can able to give you can distribute the IP address to all your end devices. So here we have implemented already with some of the partners with Cisco switches and HP switches and Huawei switches and D-Link switches. And if you see, this is just a basic topology. Here I'm just showing there is no VLANs here. It's a complete plain network. So in this plain network, I just write it for you guys. In this plain network, you are going to say simply, let's say this is my 192.168.1.1/24. That's the IP address of my DrayTek router. And there I'm going to configure the DHCP as well as DNS. That's it. Then after that, one of the interface, let's say this is my LAN interface, which is connecting to my switch. This switch can be any vendor, like we can say Cisco, HP, or Huawei, or D-Link, or any other switches. And again, if you say that the other end, you are going to connecting to your WAN interface. WAN is nothing but that's your internet. So simply, the DrayTek router is going to assign the IP addresses to each and every device in the network, and it's going to act as a DHCP server. And whatever traffic which is coming from your internal network through your switch, it will come to your DrayTek router, and DrayTek router does the NAT, and it will send it to the internet. So this is the exactly how it's going to work. So we are going to actually, we can in your customer premises, maybe you have a Cisco or HP or Huawei or D-Link, it doesn't matter. Our DrayTek router is going to support with any other vendor. There is no problem for it. Yeah. Next, if you see here, and this is what the challenging factor, guys. Yeah, this is what one of the challenge. And if you see here, the topology, some customers, they may have a VLANs inside their network. So the VLANs, if you see here, maybe this customer is just going for only 2 VLANs. Okay. And he wants to, let's say that this is my, maybe it's like a Cisco switch, or it's like a HP switch, or it can be a D-Link switch, or it can be a TP-Link or any other vendor, maybe Huawei switch. So he configured multiple VLANs. Let's say here the VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 is there, for the example. Let's say maybe one of your customer, he configured multiple VLANs. Let's say he configured 10 VLANs. There is no problem for it. So you are going to carry all these VLANs through your router through the single interface. Let's say I have connected here, let's say port number 9. I have connected in the DrayTek. So this is the place most of the people, they are going to get a challenges, guys. So here what you can do, you can able to tag multiple VLANs and you can send it through single interface. So here the question is that which protocol it's going to use to carry your VLAN tag information. Anybody knows, guys? Do you know which protocol is going to use to carry multiple VLANs information? What is that protocol? Because let's say here the switch, maybe it can be a Cisco, or it can be HP, or it can be a D-Link. And your customer side, they have configured multiple VLANs. And from there, they connected a single interface towards your DrayTek router. So this single interface is carrying VLAN number 10, VLAN number 20, and 30, 40, 50, like this. There is a multiple VLANs information is carrying through this single interface. So which protocol is going to help you out to add the VLAN tag? Any guesses, guys? Let me see that anyone has sent me a message. No, so far no. Anyone? Okay, no issues, guys. So there is a protocol called 802.1q. So we can call it as a .1q protocol. So this is the protocol which is open standard. So open standard means all the vendors, they are going to support this protocol. Either it can be a Cisco or HP or D-Link or Huawei or any other vendor. They are going to support this protocol. So through .1q protocol, which is going to carry the VLAN's information, VLAN, it's going to add the VLAN tag along with your data packet. Then it will send it to your DrayTek router. And your DrayTek router also can support this VLAN tag, so that you can able to configure multiple, inside that multiple subnets for each and every VLAN, and you can tag the VLAN ID for every subnet. Then after that, you can able to route the traffic. And inside your DrayTek router, what you can do, simply you can able to configure the DHCP pool, and you can assign the VLAN tag for every subnet. Then you can able to configure it. So because what I'm trying to tell you here, through .1q protocol, every vendor, they are going to send the information. They are going to add along with your data packet, they are going to add the VLAN tag, and they will send it to the DrayTek router. Then DrayTek router can understand that this VLAN, it's going to understand the information. This is for VLAN number 10. This is for VLAN number 20. This is for VLAN number 30. So inside your DrayTek router, what you will do, you are going to configure the gateway for every VLAN ID. For example, 192.168.10.1, 20.1, 30.1. For every VLAN, you will configure a gateway, and you are going to enable the DHCP, and you are going to enable the DNS. So at the end of the day, your DrayTek router is going to act as a gateway for every VLAN. And also some people, what they do, guys, since if you go with Vigor3910, it comes with almost 12 ports, guys, 12 interfaces it's going to come. So what you can do, each and every port in the Vigor, you can able to keep it into the different VLAN. Let's say that I just draw for you one. So if you see here, this is my Vigor3910 router. So as I told you, it has a 12 interfaces, guys. There is a 12 interfaces it has. So now what I can do now, let's say port number 9, I'm going to keep it into one VLAN. Port number 10, I can keep it into another VLAN. Port number 11, I will keep it in another VLAN. Port number 12, I'll keep it in another VLAN. So simply what you can do, you can keep separate interface for every VLAN. So here what you can do in the switch side, it can be a Cisco, or it can be a HP, or it can be a Huawei, or it can be a D-Link, or any switches you can take it. Even DrayTek has a very good switches as well. And if you take any third-party switch here, what you can do, let's say this port number 9, I keep it in VLAN number 10. Port number 20, I'm going to keep it in VLAN number 20. Port number 11, I'm going to keep it in VLAN number 30. Port number 12, I'm going to keep it in VLAN number 40. So you can able to create multiple VLANs, and you can able to keep each and every interface into different VLANs. Hope everybody is clear. Now, if you want to extend your network, you can take one more switch. This could be any other vendor. There is no problem, guys. And you just make this port as a trunk port. In Cisco terminology, people, they used to call it as a trunk, and other vendors, they used to call it as a tag. So you can say tag, and in this tag port, you can allow VLAN number 10, 20, 30, and 40. And here, whatever end device you are connecting here, you can keep into the different VLAN. Let's say this interface, I can keep it in VLAN number 10 or 20 or 30, like that. So at the end of the day, and again, here, if you see here, your DrayTek router is directly connecting to the internet. And here, you can able to do the routing between these VLANs. You can do the routing, or you can do the netting, or in case if you say that all these VLANs, if they want to talk each other, they can able to talk each other. No, if you say that, no, I don't want to talk each other. Let's say VLAN number 10 should not talk to any other VLAN. 20 should not talk to any other VLAN. I want to isolate this. You can able to isolate also. So here at the end of the day, the complete control, everything is done by your DrayTek router. So that's the beauty of your DrayTek router, guys. So at the end of the day, your DrayTek router is going to act as a gateway for each and every VLAN. So that there you can able to configure your DHCP pools. There you can able to configure your routing, netting, everything you can able to do it from centrally. So this is what exactly how it's going to work. Yeah. Let's move on to the next, and let me read this, guys. And if you see here, if the customer planning to establish site-to-site VPN between two locations, if they don't have a static public IP, then how you are going to establish a VPN? So as I told you guys, what's the solution for this? So especially whenever you are going to take a PPPoE connection, you are going to get a dynamic public IP, right? So this dynamic public IP is going to change at any time. Especially in the DrayTek, you are going to get one Rady DNS, which is totally free for you. So what you can do, you just enable the Rady DNS, but make sure that before you are going to enable the Rady DNS, you need to register your appliance with DrayTek support. Once you register there, your appliance along with your serial number, then you can able to enable your Rady DNS feature. Once you enable the Rady DNS feature, it will ask you what is the name you want. For example, let's say that I can give you a name as DVCom, right, guys? Then automatically it's going to add the name dvcom.draydns.com. So this is the name that you are going to get. So this is the name, we can call it as a dyne DNS. This is going to map to your public IP. Let's say my public IP is 89.92.127.40. So this is my public IP. This public IP is going to map to my Rady DNS. So whenever this public IP get changed, so still this name is same. So automatically it's going to sync with the name. Let's say somebody that rebooted the router, then when the router has come back, it has taken this IP 90.2.4.5. So this is my public IP. Then automatically what will happen, this public IP is going to sync with your Rady DNS, so that whenever the public IP get changed, still you are going to use the same name. Then you are able to establish the VPNs, or you can able to do the port forwarding, or you can able to access your internal resources from outside by using this single name. So this name is going to pointing to your public IP. So this is what exactly, guys. So now the solution here, if you see here, the solution is this. So let's say here, one of this site, the customer has either a static IP or he configured with the Rady DNS. And here in the, especially in the DrayTek, guys, the main site, we can call it as a dial-in. Okay, while you are going to configure the VPN, the LAN to LAN VPN. Right now, if you see here, there is a 2 locations. So what type of VPN we are going to configure? The LAN to LAN VPN. So the LAN to LAN VPN is nothing but each and every location, we are going to keep one device, the DrayTek device. So one side we can call it as a dial-in, then other side we can call it as a dial-out. So here the dial-in is nothing but it's going to act as a server. Server is nothing but he is ready to accept the connections. The dial-out is nothing but it's a client. He is ready to establish a connection. So the dial-out means he is ready to establish a connection. The dial-in is nothing but is ready to accept a connection. So if you see here, one side, the customer maybe has a static public IP, or if he has a dynamic public IP, you just use the Rady DNS, guys. You use the Rady DNS and you can able to register, so that you can use the Rady DNS, you can able to establish the VPN. Okay, and this is one way. And here in the remote site also, what you can do, you can register with the Rady DNS and you can able to establish the VPN. Otherwise, the good thing in the DrayTek is that if you have only one side, you have a public IP or Rady DNS. In other side, you don't require any public IP, or you don't require, static IP. You don't require. Just you require a internet connectivity, and make sure that it should be reachable to go outside. It should go to the internet, so that they are going to establish a VPN connection dynamically. So what I'm trying to tell you guys, at the end of the day, let's say you have one of the site, you have a public IP and you register with your Rady DNS. So in other remote locations, maybe you don't have a public IP. Let's say if you are going to use through your SIM card or something, then nowadays, if you see the Etisalat they are going to provide the private IPs, guys. I have seen a couple of places in JLT and all, they are just providing the private IPs. So that time, how you are going to establish the VPN? So in the DrayTek, the beauty of that, only one side only you require a public IP. In other side, you don't require a public IP. So that public IP, what you can do, simply you can able to register with your Rady DNS. And in the remote side, what you can do, while you are going to establish the VPN, you just mention that Rady DNS. That's it. Then automatically it's going to form the VPN connection. Then you can able to share your information between head office to branch offices. So that is the one of the beautiful stuff, guys. It's like a dynamic VPN. We can call it as a dynamic VPN. And also some people, they used to ask me most of the time, let's say we have a FortiGate, or we have a Juniper, or we have a Cisco in some head office. And in the remote locations, they have a DrayTek routers. So can we able to do, let's say I have a DrayTek router. Can we able to configure the VPN? Yes, you can able to configure the VPN, guys. Why? Because make sure that for establishing a VPN, mostly we are going to use IPsec. So this IPsec is not a proprietary, guys. It's a open standard. So any other vendor they are going to use. But only the thing, there is a phase 1 and phase 2 parameters are there. Make sure that these two parameters has to be matched. So whatever they configured in the phase 1, for let's say if you take a FortiGate, in the FortiGate firewall also there is a phase 1 and phase 2 parameters for IPsec. So make sure that you need to take those phase 1 and phase 2 parameters. Now maybe somebody asks you, man, what is phase 1 parameters? Phase 1 parameters is nothing but, let's say, your pre-shared key. Okay, guys, let's say your pre-shared key. Let's say your authentication. Let's say your encryption. Let's say your hash. Let's say your group. These parameters we can call it as a phase 1. And also in the phase 2 also similar parameters. Again, there is a lifetime is there. Phase 1 lifetime and phase 2 lifetime. And you need to take that and exactly you need to match it to the DrayTek side. Then automatically the tunnel is going to come up. And even if you have a dynamic VPN in one side, then automatically you can able to establish through DrayTek. Even if you want to check this, I just prepared some videos, guys, especially for FortiGate and Cisco, guys. I already configured some videos and we uploaded in our YouTube channel. You can able to see there is a DrayTek VPN between FortiGate and DrayTek, and say we configured the VPN between Cisco and DrayTek as well. So if you have any questions, you just let me know so that I'm going to clarify it. Or if you have any other concern, you just visit on Saturday. Just, I will be available from morning to evening. Just you can contact me so that I'll help you out how to establish the VPN connection. Because what I'm trying to tell you, at the end of the day, whatever protocols we are going to use for the VPN, these are the open standard. So any vendor, they are going to support it. So that only the thing, make sure that you need to match the phase 1 and phase 2 parameters. The moment when you match it, automatically the tunnel is going to establish. Then after that, you can able to communicate from one location to another location. And again, there is I forgot to tell you guys, there is a remote dial-in VPN. So the remote dial-in VPN means especially the people who is going to travel frequently. Those people, they are going to use this remote dial-in VPN. So the remote dial-in VPN, you can able to establish through SSL or IPsec or PPTP or L2TP. You can use any other vendor, you can use any other protocol, and you can able to configure it. So simply in the DrayTek, you can able to install the smart VPN client in their mobile device, in their laptop or in the desktop or in their mobile phone. Then you just give him the username and password. Then after that, you can tell him that connect to the internet. After that, open this application. Then just enter the username and password. Then automatically it's going to establish the connection to their head office. Then after that, whatever resources they want to access it, they can able to access it. So that's the purpose of remote dial-in VPN. And again, most of the people, they used to call me, guys. Keep remember that there is a SSL VPN sessions are limited, because before you are going to purchase any box, because we have a different models are there, especially in the DrayTek. So whenever you are going to choose the box, in case if you are going with remote dial-in VPN and you want to configure SSL VPN, and you need to choose how many SSL VPN sessions, how many sessions you can able to, how many connections you can able to configure it. Make sure that you need to check. Otherwise, what's going to happen? Maybe you feel that 500 VPN SSL VPNs we can configure it. This is what, if people, when they are going to purchase 3910, they don't read the specifications properly, and they will come back to us, they will tell you, Seshu, we are not able to configure 500. You need to check all these things, guys. So that is the, in case if you don't know that, you just let us know, so that if you give me the information, I'm going to suggest you for. Yeah. And the next one is that if you see here, there is IPsec, SSL, L2TP, PPTP, and OpenVPN. And recently there is a WideGuard VPN also is included, guys. So whatever VPNs, if you want, you can able to configure it between 2 locations or multiple locations. But again, if you notice one important thing, if it is 3 sites or 4 sites, let's say that I just draw for you one thing, guys. Yeah. So that you can able to understand exactly what I'm trying to talk here. Let's say that I have a site A, I have a site B. So to configure a VPN between site A and site B, it's very easy job, guys. I can just configure site A to site B and site B to site A. Super. Because it's simple. Why? Because I just have 2 locations, I can configure the VPN. Let's say these 2 sites are connecting to your internet. Hello? Hello? Joman sir, you're trying to add something?
Nothing. Carry on.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Let's say that we have a site C is included. So what you guys are going to do, you are going to establish a VPN connection between site A to site C and site C to site A. But what about the communication between site B to site C? So this is the challenge, guys. Again, because I'm trying to tell you. And again, whenever you are going to add one more site, let's say site D, then people, what they're going to do, they're going to establish one more VPN tunnel between site A to site D and site D to site A, right? Then what about the communication between site B to site C or site B to site D or between these branches? There is no communication, right? But again, what you are going to do, again, you are going to configure site B to site C, then site C to site B, right? Then again, site B to site D, again, site D to site B, then site C to site D, and site D to site C. So you're going to configure like, mesh, guys, right? So is it easy to do this kind of VPNs, these many VPNs? If you see here, how many VPNs we are going to configure it here? Is it easy? Is it scalable solution? Maybe I can manage 2 sites, 3 sites, 4 sites, but maybe the customer has come back to you. I want to configure one more site, site E, site F, site G. Imagine, is it easy? It's very, very difficult, guys, right? So that's why the DrayTek, they have a solution called hub and spoke. So let's go and have a look, guys. So this is, if you see here, in case if you have a multiple locations and you're planning to establish a VPN between each and every location, so we recommend to go with hub and spoke. So it's very simple, guys. If you see here, there is a HQ, branch 1 and branch 2. From HQ to branch 1, you are going to establish one VPN tunnel. And branch 1 to HQ, you are going to establish one tunnel. And HQ to branch 2 1 and branch 2 to HQ 1. That's it, guys. Then here, your HQ, what it's going to do, it's going to act as a hub. Okay. So in case, if branch 1 wants to talk to the branch 2, so simply what it will do, the traffic all the way, it's going to pass through your HQ, it will route to your branch 2. If branch 2 wants to talk to branch 1, it will pass through your HQ and it will talk to branch 2. So these branches, we can call it as a spoke. The central site, we can call it as a hub. So this is your spoke 1 and this is your spoke 2. Maybe you have a question again. Let's say in case, if this is down, the HQ site is down, maybe the router is down. That's why we recommend to go with 2 routers, guys. So that you can suggest your customers go with like, high availability. So that if one is down, other one is going to take care of it. So this is what exactly this hub and spoke is going to work. So if anybody wants to try this, you can able to try, guys. It's very easy and straightforward configuration. But some vendors, they used to call it as a DM VPN, dynamic multi-point VPN. So we can call it as a hub and spoke. So this hub and spoke is very easy and straightforward. If any of the, if you come across these kind of requirements, you just let us know, or else you can able to go through our YouTube channel. You can able to see, we already configured certain videos and you can just go through it and you can able to access it. Yep. And one more very important thing, guys, whenever you are going to configure the VPN, these subnets, see here, should not match. They should be different. In case if you match, then the traffic will not going to route outside, guys. It's going to, the packet will round and round inside in your network. So it's always recommends that whenever the customer planning to go with different locations and the VPN established, if he wants to go with the VPN in different locations, in each and every location, he need to go with the different subnets. So that's the very important thing that everybody has to remember. Okay. Yeah. And if you see here, there is a 10, 20 and 30, and they use for HQ, 40, 50, 60, they use for branch, and 70, 80, 90, you can use it for, in case, maybe if you are going to allow only one network or multiple network, you can able to do it. So this is what exactly how hub and spoke is going to work, guys. And all the way, all my videos are there in the YouTube channel. You can go through it and you can able to understand it. Jaman sir, are you there?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Sir, you want to add anything?
Yeah. Yeah. In addition, that there are other options in VPN trunking and the VPN load balancing, like backup. So if there is one tunnel is that down, then it will take other other line. So we can have a trunking and backup option for the failure. So and the central VPN management, that is one router can act as a central management device. So you can manage all the other locations routers from the central management router. Yeah. Yeah, that is the beauty of DrayTek. And this VPN configuration, you can do it by the central console like ACS server. So you can use that drag and drop option.
So guys, actually, if you have a ACS, the good thing is that you no need to go each and every device to configure it manually, or else maybe you are going to ask your engineer, man, give me any desk, I'm going to configure it. No, don't do that. Yeah, simply you can take the ACS service and add all your routers into the single dashboard. Then from there you can just do drag and drop. That's it. You can select all your routers. From there you can able to drag and drop, so that automatically the tunnels are going to create, everything is automatic, guys. In case if any of the good thing with ACS is that if any of the router is down, then immediately your customer is going to get an alert. Or else if you are an integrator, I believe most of my partners are integrators, so that you are going to receive an alert, and before the customer knows the tunnel is down, then you are going to get alert. Then after that, you can able to check what happened. Maybe somebody disconnect the internet or something. Maybe if they lose the internet also, you can able to tell your customer, we already know that your internet is down, and now the internet, again the VPN tunnel is established. You understand? In case if you want to do the reboot, or if you want to do any configurations, anything if you want to do, you can able to do it through your ACS. Sir, you want to add anything? Okay, perfect. Yeah. So that's a thing, guys. And already I have prepared a couple of videos, because this is the time actually our webinar is restricted to 3 to 4. So for the demo and all, already I prepared the videos and we uploaded in our YouTube channel. You please go through it and come back to us. Yeah, if you have any questions, please feel to type it there. We are ready to answer it. Yeah, go ahead, guys. What's your questions? Let's go and answer it now. ACS, is any license is involved? Sir, there is a question. ACS, is any license is involved? Okay. So there is a, yeah, Joman sir is going to attend this, please.
Yeah, ACS has two versions available now. One is on-prem and another one is cloud. Okay, that if you have enough networking that expert in your company, then you can host it and you can buy the license from us. It's based on per device yearly subscription. And the other thing is cloud one. Cloud we already hosted, the DrayTek already hosted in UAE region. That is the best thing. You will get the best latency. So you can purchase the license based on the device. So the costing is, it's very minimal. The advantage is with the ACS 3, it's along with the SD-WAN facility. So you can able to see the application visibility, and you can do the this policy-based routing from the SD-WAN console. Not only that, you can add n number of devices in single account, and you can manage it easily. All the DrayTek products like DrayTek access point, DrayTek switches, DrayTek routers, everything you can manage it from the single console. It's a license based basically. If you are looking for any trial or demo, it's available free for a certain months. So if there is any projects, you can discuss with us. Thank you.
Yeah, there is someone is asking, I need the lecture clip. Can you send it to me? Sir, you can do one thing. You can just speak to your account manager from DVCom, and they are going to share our YouTube channel links to you, so that you can go for it. Okay, sir? Yeah. Any other questions, guys? How much time to reach one site to another site through hub? Any delay? Yes, actually, at the first packet it's going to take, then after that there will be no delay. Yeah, it's a similar like your DM VPN. It depends on the speed of your internet connection as well.
Yeah, it's basically about your network. You know, if you have enough internet speed, you know, it will be very fast. For example, we calculate that least upload speed. Okay, for example, one location you have 100 Mbps download, and another location, location A, for example, location A you have 100 Mbps download and 10 Mbps upload. Okay, that location B, you have 50 Mbps download and 5 Mbps upload. Then this VPN throughput is based on the least, you know, that bandwidth. It means that 5 Mbps upload. The calculation is based on the 5 Mbps speed. That is the only concern. If we have enough bandwidth, we do support in our basic router, that is 2915 model. That SSL VPN, that throughput is around 30-40 Mbps, and IPsec, you know, that throughput would be around 80 to 100 Mbps. In higher, you know, the higher end model routers like 3910 and 2962 models, in IPsec it can reach up to 800 Mbps to 1 giga. There is no problem at all. So it's everything, it depends on your internet speed. If you have enough internet speed, we do support high throughput, no problem.
Yeah. There is a question. Hello, this ASC service is for the integrator or the customer? Actually, this is not ASC, it's ACS, sir. Access Control Server. This is for your integrators and customer. There is no, because whoever having the DrayTek device, they can able to use the ACS server. Yep, they can able to use the ACS server. And can I subscribe to ACS and manage multiple routers or different customers? Yes, yes, you can do that, sir. You can do that. Yeah, because you can. We will create for you different networks according to your customers. Then after that, whatever devices you given there, and you can keep all those devices into that specific network, so that once you log in there, you can able to see each and every customer network along with their devices. Then after that, it's easy for you to manage. Yeah, Mr. Yeah, you can do that one, sir. If you want to test, as Joman sir mentioned earlier, you guys can take there is a free subscription is available for a certain period of time, and you can just take it and test it and come back to us. Sir, you want to add anything?
Yeah, apart from these, I think Seshu covered almost, you know, most of the features. In addition, we have other feature, one more feature I would like to mention, that is called hotspot, you know, the Wi-Fi hotspot. So yeah, almost every companies, you know, SMB customers, they need to manage their guests in proper way. So basically, they need to collect some information from the guest for the marketing purpose or some references. So we can do that one in DrayTek without any licensing or any additional cost. There is a feature, web portal, you just need to enable, and which LAN interface you need to add belongs to that. Then you can connect either DrayTek access points or any third-party access points, no matter. So you can create the policies based on your requirement. Like some customers, okay, they need to give the Wi-Fi access to the guest only for 1 hour per day. So like generating coupon, or you can integrate with any SMS provider to get the OTP. So we have multiple options available: PIN code authentication, or this SMS authentication, or email authentication. You will get the OTP number by email address. So there is no charges are applicable. It's completely free. So when you are using email authentication, So once you connect and you enter the guest need to enter their email credentials, then that particular device, their MAC address will be bypassed for that 5 minutes or 10 minutes. They will get the grace period 10 minutes to receive that email address, that email, that OTP, and to enter into that portal page. So it's there are many multiple authentication methods available. Also, that social media authentication like Facebook, Google. There are multiple authentication methods available with the DrayTek without any cost. So the summary is in this cost. Okay, our basic model router cost around approximately that $150 to $200. So within that range, you are getting almost that rich hundreds of features. When you compare with any third-party routers or products, so you never get this device with this price. So we would recommend, there are many happy customers available if you want any project reference or something. So we have a lot of case studies and reference available. Is there any projects? Feel free to discuss with us anytime. We have a good support team available and sales support also. The good thing is we are the value added distributor and we are the main stockist. So we have enough stocks available for all the the particular hardware. So anytime you don't worry about the stocks or not. So all the devices are available, and local support, that is very important for the projects. So from the beginning of the project, like project planning, designing, implementation, after support. So in all level, we are available here. Our support team is available. Our marketing team also dedicatedly available for you guys. If you need some brochures, like the designing, specific design, or any kind of advertisement. So we do support for you guys. So for any kind of support, we are full-fledged team is available locally. So you can approach us anytime. So I hope these informations are enough for today. So is there any other additional questions? Yeah, Seshu, yeah.
Thank you, Joman sir. Actually, not only routers, guys, we have a switches and access points are there. In switches, especially, we have a PoE and non-PoE switches, and we have a switches which can support 10 gig uplinks also. You can go up to 6. If you go with 48 port gigabit switch, there is a 48 ports are the gigabit ports, and remaining 6 ports are the 10 gig, which is SFP plus. So in case if you have multiple IDF rooms and if you want to go with the 10 gig uplinks, you can go for it. It's completely a fiber it's going to support. And we have a access points, and the latest technologies are going to support all. We have a different models which is going to support, and you can able to manage all these access points, your switches and your routers through your centralized dashboard, which is your ACS. So if you are going to take the ACS service, you can able to manage from centrally. Yes, sir.
Yeah. In our latest model routers, which is supporting AX Wi-Fi. So just recently, one of our the feedback from our customer, he connected 1 giga internet connection, and the built-in DrayTek router Wi-Fi, it's reached more than 900 Mbps. So you no need to buy an additional access points for the Wi-Fi. So the DrayTek built-in Wi-Fi can able to reach at the maximum level of the throughput. So that is the beauty of DrayTek. That particular model, AX, it's the extension number is AX.
I think, sir, everybody is getting ready for DrayTek Charm, as Mahesh sir is announced just now previously. So anything else, marketing team? Sir, you want to speak anything? Yeah. Thank you, guys. In case if you miss this webinar, any of your colleagues, we are going to upload it in our YouTube channel. Please go through it. And also our latest videos, as per the latest updates, we already prepared, and we are going to upload it and as soon as possible. In case if you need any trainings, or if you have struck some projects and you don't know what type of solutions you are going to provide, please contact to us at any time and just send us an email to your account managers. And we are available all the time, me and Joman sir, so that you can visit our office at any time, and we can design the solution for you and we can close the deal for you. Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.